San Diego Comic-Con returned in person in 2022 after having been online due to the pandemic. It brought with it a slew of major developments, trailers, and teasers for franchises such as Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Game of Thrones, The House of the Dragon, and others. But in this video today, we'll be talking about the exciting Marvel updates that were announced. Stay tuned to learn all about it. It looks like we're getting 2 new Avengers movies. Disney has revealed a variety of Marvel superhero films in San Diego at Comic-Con. This includes 2 new Avengers movies, as it was seen in an emotional first look at its Black Panther sequel, which is coming up soon. In past years, record-breaking Marvel films have dominated Hollywood and global box offices. The Avengers Endgame 2019, at the time, was the highest-grossing film in the history of box office. It grossed around $3.8 billion. We can't even imagine that kind of money. And as you must be wondering by now, when do we get to see them? The new all-time awaited Marvel movies will hit the screens in 2025, according to the Disney Company. This was revealed in a presentation to fans at the yearly Comic-Con Pop Culture Convention in San Diego. That's a long time away. I wonder if you guys wouldn't mind looking ahead a little bit, is what the company's president, Kevin Feige, asked the crazily excited room of dedicated superhero fans. The presentation lasted over an hour long, but at least it was filled with some wonderful surprises. The answer is no, sir. We absolutely would not mind at all. So what will these new movies be about then? The first one is called The Kang Dynasty, and the second is titled Secret Wars, releasing in about 3 years from now. The films are said to follow the path paved by the legendary Avengers Endgame. This was the movie which created unprecedented buzz by finishing up plot lines that were presented in all the previous Marvel films. So we can expect the same kind of thing. This was confirmed by Mr. Feige, who said that the 2 new superhero movies will complete the next saga of more than a dozen interrelated Marvel Cinematic Universe films and television shows. The second saga, which is called the Multiverse Saga, will be concluded, and we're not expecting it to be anything less than mind-blowing. In recent shows and movies, the Marvel franchise has probed the multiverse idea, which was made popular by the superhero comic books. The comics in which endless universes and endless versions of each superhero and villain exist in parallel worlds. And who will be directing the movies? Despite declaring earlier this week that it was their dream project, Joe and Anthony Russo aren't going to be directing the 2 new Avengers movies, Secret Wars or its predecessor. Marvel Studios president verified the news just after the company's Comic-Con panel, which detailed the MCU up to Phase 6. We don't know why this is, but we're sure the films won't disappoint no matter who they choose to direct it. We trust you, Marvel, but there's more. Black Panther is coming back too. The presentation by Marvel finished off Comic-Con's most important day, drawing the week's strongest and most intense cheers in the 6,000-person capacity hall. This is where so many had set up camp for days to get access. Honestly, we would have too, if that meant seeing what they got to. It concluded with the official first trailer for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. This is the sequel to the first comic book film to receive an Oscar nomination for Best Picture. And the good news is, it'll be released on November 11th. That's not far off at all, so we're super stoked. But don't worry, no one forgot about Boseman. Returning director Ryan Coogler paid an emotional tribute to the original film star, the late, great Chadwick Boseman, taking to the San Diego stage with a colorful squad of African drummers and dancers. Boseman died of cancer in August 2020 at the age of 43, and his role in the new film will not be filled by another actor. Coogler stated that he promised he could feel his hand on him right now, that Chad is no longer physically present, but his spirit, passion, genius, pride in his culture, and impact on this industry will live on eternally. But there are newcomers entering. He then introduced 2 new characters in the franchise, Michaela Cole and Tenoch Huerta. Cole, who was awarded an Emmy for the black comedy drama I May Destroy You in 2020, commended the first Black Panther's film's unique vibes. These were widely regarded as a milestone for black representation in conventional Hollywood films. She believes it has to do with a black superhero, padding out a clan of black superheroes, and what that does for black people. And there's even more to it. More Marvel movies such as Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, both due in 2024, were also announced by Disney on Saturday at the most celebrated pop culture gathering. Mr. Feige also announced release dates for Blade, which will be released in November 2023, and Captain America: New World Order, which will be released in May 2024. Bill Murray and Olivia Colman have joined the ranks of Hollywood A-listers swarming to the Marvel franchise, each showing up in the first look footage from the films Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania and Secret Invasion. On Saturday, Chris Pratt, Paul Rudd, and Lupita Nyong'o joined Jonathan Majors, whose Kang the Conqueror character seems prepared to become a big new supervillain for the brand. This is all so exciting. We can never have enough Marvel films. Marvel's news isn't the only exciting thing thing that was announced at the beloved Comic-Con convention. Keep watching to find out what else is new in the pop culture world. First up, LEGO has announced 3 new Avatar sets. LEGO has begun its announcements for Comic-Con 2022 by unveiling 3 new sets inspired by James Cameron's Avatar, along with the previously discussed Toruk Makto and Tree of Souls set. A few more will be released. The Neytiri and Thanator vs. Ampsuit Quaritch, Jake and Neytiri's first Banshee flight, and Floating Mountains, Site 26, and RDA Samson sets are ready to be released on the 1st of October. It's not just for kids, right? Because we're trying to get our hands on some. Also showed to fans was a first look at the new Dungeons & Dragons characters. Honor Among Thieves, the upcoming Dungeons & Dragons movie from Paramount Pictures, and E1 has gifted its fans with a first look. Hugh Grant, Michelle Rodriguez, Chris Pine, Justice Smith, as well as Sophia Lillis are all seen dressed up in their costumes. And let us tell you, they're all looking fantastic. What's more is during the panel, the cast and crew of Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves demonstrated their love and understanding of the classic tabletop role-playing game. A slew of Easter eggs were revealed in a new video, including a nod to the classic 80s cartoon as the original party battles a new set of heroes. The first preview of the fantasy sci-fi game movie graced fans with their first proper look at the movie, showcasing its wicked sense of humor, as described by the great Regé-Jean Page. A number of other specifics were disclosed, including the cast ties to the original game, what the heroes will be going after, and how the team made a once imaginary world come to life. Next, the new Gotham Knights game trailer features Batgirl. Warner Brothers has released additional information about its impending Arkham spin-off Gotham Knights, which included a new gameplay trailer that highlights Batgirl. The development team also discussed how the game might very well feel different based on which character the player selects. Differences will range from different discourse to combat the game's overall tone. Just as Batman is taking a breather, Warner Brothers has affirmed that the Joker will not make an appearance in Gotham Knights. During a Q&A session at the game's Comic-Con panel, creative director Patrick Redding disclosed the news, but he neither confirmed nor denied as to if Harley Quinn would appear in the game. Here's hoping she does. Also, a little insight about Severance was discussed. The internet can be quite overwhelming at times, and so it was for Severance creator and writer Dan Erickson, who stated during the series Comic-Con panel that he can no longer log onto Reddit. It has become too much. When asked about the numerous predictions and fan theory posts, he admitted that he believed sometimes they have better ideas than he does. For this reason, he stopped looking at them altogether. Well, that's unfortunate. At the show's Comic-Con panel, the cast and creators of Severance revealed some behind-the-scenes tales, including how the lights from the dance break scene came as a total surprise to the cast. Britt Lower said they had no music for about a year after filming, for 10 months during the COVID pandemic lockdown. And that's a wrap for this video. Which Marvel movie are you most looking forward to? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.